Storm prepping. Yeah, we get all kinds of crazy storms here in Houston, Texas. You could be living in some other place that gets extreme weather and you want to be prepared. So we're going to need to stock up on non-perishable food, enough to last at least 3 days minimum. And let's face it, in a regular home in America, on average, we already have 3 days worth of non-perishables. You do have to remember that if there's no electricity and no water, can you eat it or do you have to prepare it? So you want to also consider having a minimum of 3 days of drinkable water. One person each needs an average of 1 gallon of water a day. So do that math. The other thing is, if you want to truly prepare, I would do a couple of weeks to a month. In Harvey, our in-laws were needing to use their items of non-perishable foods for a month. In the last storm, we recently had the freeze. We were out of electricity off and on for a few days. So many water pipes burst that water was shut off for about a week. Luckily, we have a pool. You could use the pool water for flushing toilets. Think about converting your toilets into low water use toilets instead of the old big clunky ones that take 5 gallons per flush. The other thing we used is we had this metal 2-burner stand that worked on propane. When you have a burner, outside burner, you do need to have a working filled propane tank in order to use it. Make sure you keep one handy in your garage or other safe place. Other thing to consider to have is a first aid kit. Include prescription medication, personal hygiene items and sanitation items, flashlights, have extra batteries, battery operated radio, waterproof container with cash and important documents, manual, can opener, lighter or matches, books, magazines, games for recreation. I don't know if you really need that, but if it's your thing, keep it on hand. Special need items, pet supplies, cat supplies, bird supplies, baby supplies. You know you gotta have backup diapers. A large cooler and ice packs. We have reusable ice packs that we just store in the freezer. They are also useful for when the electric goes out and it just helps the stuff in the freezer stay cold a little bit longer. An evacuation plan. An evacuation plan is what do you gotta do when they say you have to leave your house? For one, you're gonna have to leave your house. Try to bring your pets. Don't leave your pets behind. We love our pets. They are family. Have a place to go. Think about it before an event happens. Where will I go? Where will I stay? Do I have family and friends in a distant place that will have room for me and my family? Or will you consider an out-of-town hotel? Securing your home. Cover all the windows with hurricane shutters or wood. We don't always do that because it'll mess up our window. While tape can prevent glass from shattering everywhere, it does not prevent the window from breaking. Now, if you have the newer double-paned windows, they can handle impact much better. But if you have really, really old windows, they tend to be, more vulnerable. But number one, your safety comes first. If possible, secure straps or clips to securely fasten your roof to the structure of your home. I don't know, are we talking about a trailer? No, I had a trailer. Does it make sense? Okay, scratch that. Trim all trees and shrubs and clear rain gutters because I have to clean my pool right now. Look at this. We had a big storm and it's hard to see. It's full of leaves. After this last storm, which wasn't as bad as it could have been, there was tree branches and shrubs just torn apart and fallen everywhere. If you can keep things trimmed to begin with, the damage and cleanup will be less. Bring in outdoor furniture, garbage cans, decorations, and anything else not tied down. If winds become strong, stay away from windows and doors and close, secure, and brace internal doors. How do we handle power outages? Get no power. Well, it happens. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. It's when it's much longer that it can be an issue. And if it's hot or if it's really cold. So consider this, gas. We're talking about gas in your car. Make sure your car's tank is full far in advance of an approaching storm. Most people will wait until last minute, rush to get to the gas station for their cars and generators, and the gas stations actually run out of gas. Let's not be the person who didn't prep beforehand and couldn't get what they needed because they ran out. Money, ATMs run out of money. If everyone tries to use them quickly, and they can shut down, and they'll shut down if the power goes out. Cell phones, charge your cell phones pre-storm and limit use if the power goes out. AC, try to prevent as much light from entering and warming the house by covering the windows on the inside. If you have a backup battery operated fan, don't run them unless you're in the room. For water, fill tubs and large containers with water for washing and flushing only, unless you got a pool. But also remember, you're gonna need like a big jug drink cooler and fill it up, and then just use a pitcher to pour in. So for food, turn your fridge temperature down and or freeze any food or drinking water that can be frozen if you expect a power outage. Now these are some ideas. Sometimes we do not take action until it's too late. We say we're going to do something and we don't do it, and we suffer. Sometimes we do have to suffer the wrath of not being prepared for bad weather in order to remember to be more prepared for a storm or bad weather the next time. It can be not so bad or it can be bad, but try to prepare. Don't prepare when everybody says there's a storm coming. Prepare before. Just have it a habit to always be prepared and rotate those items every 6 months or every year to make sure that you are always prepared for any situation, because most importantly, we always are going to need liquids, hydration, which equals water. We're going to need food, and food that we're going to eat. Make sure we have food that the animals we have eat, and the kids, because I have picky eaters, and I'm not going to buy stuff that they're not going to eat because it doesn't make sense. They'll just starve. They would, they're stubborn. I was stubborn as a child too. And the mature adults that have limited capability of mobility and have disabilities, if they are family members, make sure that you can get to them or be in contact with them or have that access to be able to help them and have them be prepared as best as possible too.